Today, we're diving into a book that completely flipped the script on money for millions of people. Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And it all kicks off by challenging that one piece of advice we've all heard a million times. For years now, this book has been a major wake-up call. It's built around a simple but really powerful story that makes you question almost everything you were taught about money, and it forces you to ask yourself one huge question. I mean, seriously, think about it. This was the master plan, right? It's what our parents told us and their parents told them. It was supposed to be the ticket to a good life. But let's be real. In the world we live in now, with all the economic uncertainty, is that advice still a guarantee for anything? So the big idea in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is that we're all playing a new game, but we're using a really old rule book. You know, the world has changed like crazy, but the financial advice we get is basically stuck in the past. This quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. Kiyosaki is basically saying that the old path, get good grades, get a safe job, is actually way riskier than it used to be. And if you follow it without thinking, it can lead you straight into a trap he famously calls the rat race. The rat race, you probably know what this feels like. It's that endless cycle. You work hard, you get a raise, so you buy a nicer car or a bigger house. But then, whoops, your bills and your taxes go up too. So now you've got to work even harder to get that next promotion, and the cycle just keeps going. You're basically running faster and faster on a hamster wheel, but not actually getting anywhere. You're working for your boss, for the government, for the bank, but you're never really working for yourself. So how do you get out of it? Well, Kiyosaki explains his whole philosophy through the lessons he learned from two different father figures. And these two guys had completely opposite ways of looking at money, work, and life. And when you see it laid out like this, it's pretty clear. The book's whole point is that being rich isn't really about your diploma or how much you earn, it's all about your mindset. His poor dad, who was super educated, always said things that closed doors, like, I can't afford it. But his rich dad, who never even finished middle school, asked questions that opened doors. How can I afford it? See the difference? This whole journey really kicks off when Robert Kiyosaki is just 9 years old. He gets told he can't go to a friend's beach house because his family is poor, and that just lights a fire under him. He decides right then and there he wants to learn how to get rich. So his rich dad agrees to teach him, but not in some stuffy classroom. Nope, the lesson was gonna be real life. And his first lesson? It was a job working for Rich Dad for the grand total of 10 cents an hour. Yeah, even back in the 1950s, that was basically nothing. So for 3 straight weeks, every single Saturday, Robert and his friend Mike did this painfully boring work, just dusting cans, stacking them up, over and over. And the crazy part? Rich Dad was nowhere to be seen. He never came by, never taught them anything. He just paid them their 30 cents at the end of the day, and that was it. Well, after a month of this, Robert finally snapped. He felt totally used, underpaid, and just ignored. He was done. He was ready to walk. So he storms into Rich Dad's office, just furious, and lets him have it. He unloads all his frustration, calls him a greedy crook, and accuses him of not teaching them a single thing like he promised. But Rich Dad, he wasn't mad at all. He was actually smiling. He explained that this feeling, that frustration, feeling underpaid and unappreciated by your boss, that was the lesson. He said life doesn't talk to you, it just kind of pushes you around. And when it pushes, you're supposed to learn something. He was giving them a real taste of what it feels like to work for someone else. And right here, this is where it all clicks into place. That whole frustrating experience was engineered to teach one single life-changing idea. That entire setup was designed to teach the very first and easily the most important lesson in the entire book. Boom. This one idea is the key to everything. It's the secret to escaping the rat race. See, most of us spend our lives chasing a paycheck. Rich Dad's lesson was to flip that completely on its head. Stop working for money and start figuring out how to make money work for you. And that leads us to the final and maybe most powerful takeaway from all this. The book argues that your financial situation isn't really about your boss or your salary. It's all about what's going on between your ears. Rich Dad's point was that fear is what keeps people stuck in jobs they don't even like. It's the fear of not being able to pay the bills, the fear of getting fired, the fear of starting over. And the only way you beat that fear isn't with a bigger paycheck. It's with knowledge. It's by actually learning how money works. So the real goal isn't just to get rich, it's to develop your financial intelligence. It's a skill. It's about training your brain to see opportunities that other people miss and to solve problems in creative ways instead of just, working harder. It's about exercising your financial mind until you see the game differently. So, as we wrap this up, the book really leaves us with this one big question to think about. I want you to ask yourself, when you look at your own life, your job, your choices, are you learning how to work for money? Or are you learning how to have money work for you? Your answer to that could change everything.